Hi, I'm Gloria, one of the Youth Services Librarians at North Riverside Public Library. I want to share with you today a recipe that I've made for many years. It's quick and easy. It takes a little bit longer to cook, but the preparation time is fast, and it's really, really good. So it's called onion steak, and you need very few ingredients. You need thin sliced onion steak, and thin sliced onion. I like to use a Vidalia or a sweet onion, make it, and my eyes won't water, and I think it tastes better. Salt and pepper, and some butter. So I've done most of the preparation ahead of time. I just want to put it together for you, show you how easy it is. This is my round steak, and I have about 1.5 pounds here. And I've already cut up about a half a stick, maybe a little more than half a stick of butter into little squares. Then I sliced an onion, my Vidalia, thin. Now you might think this steak is going to taste all onion, but believe me, it doesn't. It's fork tender, and it just has a really nice taste. Salt and pepper and a little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to begin. I'm going to put just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of my saucepan, just a little bit. And I've washed my hands already, so I won't do that now. And I use my hands to put it together. And put a few cubes of butter right at the bottom. Then I'm going to start with the round steak, and it's going to be layered with round steak at the bottom, and then salt and pepper on top of the round steak, and then onion and some butter. And you're going to continue to layer like that. So I put my round steak in the first layer, and I'm going to use my salt and pepper. I like to use sea salt, and pepper, and a handful of my onions that have already been sliced up. Put them on, and a few pats of butter. Now I'm going to do it again. Add my round steak, and my salt and pepper. Do the pepper first this time. Pepper and my salt and some onions. And some butter. This is my next layer. So while I continue to layer here, I'll tell you a little bit about this recipe. My mother made this when I was growing up, and she learned it from her mother-in-law, my Italian grandmother, and apparently this is something she made frequently. And so everybody in my family liked it. When I got my first apartment, I had 3 roommates, and we all had certain days to cook. And I didn't know what to cook. I never cooked before. So I remembered the onion steak, and I asked my mother about how to cook it, and she told me. So it was a definite favorite with my roommates. And after that, that became my go-to meal. When I first met my husband, when I cooked for him, I made this for him. And he thought I was a great cook, which I'm not. My son loves this meal. I make it always for his birthday when he's home. And he's not an onion lover. So you know this doesn't taste just like onions, even though there's a lot of onions in it. Okay, coming to the end here a little bit. It's very easy to put together. And usually I salt and pepper the meat before I put the onions on, but if you don't do it out of order, that's okay. Just make sure each layer has the same thing. Onions, salt, the meat, and the butter. And that's all you need. So I'm finishing up my last layer here. put salt and pepper. And the onions, most of my onions that I have cut up, put those in. And the rest of the butter that I have cut up. Now, this is what it's going to look like. 1.5 pounds of meat. Make any amount you want. You don't have to make that much. It's going to be covered. And I'm going to cook it on the lowest heat that I have on my stove. You don't want it to boil. You want it to simmer just very slowly. Little simmering, little tiny bubbles. What I usually have to do, I watch it for the first hour. When the bubbles are too big, I put a flame tamer underneath. And it makes my the heat lower. So I will probably do this. I usually do this with this recipe. So I'm going to put this on and turn it on low. Now this will probably have to cook for about 2.5 to 3 hours. You don't have to check it really, just once you have it established, and if you need the flame tamer, you can make it low enough, then you really don't have to check it much. It's best served with mashed potatoes, and the juice is just so good. It's got the meat in it and the onion and the flavoring, and just putting the juice on the potatoes is a great meal. It's fork tender. I serve it with a vegetable and a green salad, and people think it's a lot harder when they taste it, and it isn't. So I hope you try it, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.